Hey, sixth graders. Rogue just ate a chocolate bar and she wanted to say hi to you.
I need this second for the video.
No, you don't.
I
Okay.
want the
And
chicken.
oh, she wants to show you the chicken, the beloved chicken from our classroom. Where's Scarlett? Oh, there's the chicken. Woo, pulling out all the cool things. Okay, you guys go now so I can do the story, okay? Austin, do you miss the chicken? Yep, say hi.
Hi.
All right. Yep. Okay, you guys got to be quiet now. So I'm going to read The Landlady. You're going to stare at my ceiling, okay?
What?
All right, we are on page number 24, halfway through, right by where it says 90 on the side, the line above it. Normally you ring the bell and you have that... Normally you ring the bell and you have at least a half minute's wait before the door opens. But this dame was like a jack in the box. He pressed the bell and out she popped. It made him jump. She was about 45 or 50 years old, and the moment she saw him, she gave him a warm, welcoming smile. "Please come in," she said pleasantly. She stepped aside, holding the door wide open, and Billy found himself automatically starting forward. The compulsion, or more accurately, the desire to follow after her into that house was extraordinarily strong. "I saw the notice in the window," he said, holding himself back. "Yes, I know. I was wondering about a room." "It's all ready for you, my dear," she said. She had a round pink face and very gentle blue eyes. "I was on my way to the Bell and Dragon," Billy told her, "but the notice in your window just happened to catch my eye." "My dear boy," she said, "why don't you come in out of the cold?" "How much do you charge?" 5 and 6 pence a night, including breakfast." Okay, so now we're not used to that terminology here. This story is in England, but we've looked it up in the past with classes, and it was like $2 or something. Like it was, back when this story was written, it was really cheap. It was fantastically cheap. It was less than half of what he was willing to pay. "If that is too much," she added, "then perhaps I can reduce it just a tiny bit. Do you desire an egg for breakfast? Eggs are expensive at the moment. It would be 6 pence less without the egg." 5 and 6 pence is fine," he said. "I should like very much to stay here." "I knew you would. Do come in." She seemed terribly nice. She looked exactly like the mother of one's best school friend welcoming one into the house to stay for the Christmas holidays. Billy took off his hat and stepped over the threshold. So how do you think he's feeling about this woman right now if he thinks that he's like one of his best friend's moms welcoming him home for the Christmas holidays? Does that mean that he thinks good feelings about her or bad feelings? What do you think? Okay. "Just hang in there," she said, "and let me help you with your coat." There were no other hats or coats in the hall. There were no umbrellas, no walking sticks, nothing. "We have it all to ourselves," she said, smiling at him over her shoulder as she led the way upstairs. "You see, it isn't very often I have the pleasure of taking a visitor into my little nest." The old girl is a slight dotty, Billy told himself, but at 5 and 6 pence a night, who cares about that? "I should have thought you'd be simply swamped with applicants," he said politely. "Oh, I am, my dear. I am, of course I am. But the trouble is that I'm inclined to be just a teeny-weeny bit choosy and particular, if you see what I mean." "Ah, yes. But I'm always ready. Everything is always ready. And night in this house, just on the off chance..." Sorry, I screwed up. Let me start the paragraph over. "But I'm always ready. Everything is always ready, day and night in this house, just on the off chance that an acceptable young gentleman will come along. And it is such a pleasure, my dear, such a very great pleasure, when now and again I open the door and I see someone standing there who is just exactly right." She was halfway up the stairs, and she paused with one hand on the stair rail, turning her head and smiling down at him with pale lips. Like you, she added, and her blue eyes traveled slowly all the way down the length of Billy's body to his feet and then up again. Okay, so usually when you see someone being looked up and down like that, like she's doing to Billy, what does that mean? And why do you think she's saying he's exactly right? And why is she picky about who she lets into her house? Who is she looking for? Make some predictions in your head about why she's saying these things and about why Billy's exactly right. On the second floor landing, she said to him, "This floor is mine." Okay, page 27. They climbed up another flight. "And this one is all yours," she said. "Here's your room. I hope you'll like it." She took him into a small but charming front bedroom, switching on the light as she went in. "The morning sun comes right in the window, Mr. Perkins. It is Mr. Perkins, isn't it?" "No," he said, "it's Weaver." "Mr. Weaver, how nice. I've put a water bottle between the sheets to air them out, Mr. Weaver. It's such a comfort to have a hot water bottle in a strange bed with clean sheets. Don't you agree? And you might light the gas fire at any time if you feel chilly." "Thank you," Billy said. "Thank you ever so much." He noticed that the bedspread had been taken off the bed and that the bedclothes had been neatly turned back on one side, all ready for someone to get in. "I'm so glad you appeared," she said, looking earnestly into his face. "I was beginning to get worried." "That's all right," Billy answered brightly. "You mustn't worry about me." He put his suitcase on the chair and started to open it. So now I want you to think about, why was she getting worried? What was she worried about? Was she worried about him? She doesn't know him. Or was she worried that no one was coming to her place? What do you think? Rogue. "And what about supper, my dear? Did you manage to eat anything to eat before you came here?" "I'm not a bit hungry, thank you," he said. "I think I'll just go to bed as soon as possible because tomorrow I've got to get up rather early and report to the office." "Very well, then. I'll leave you now so that you can unpack. But before you go to bed, would you be kind enough to pop into the sitting room on the ground floor and sign the book? Everyone has to do that because it's the law of the land. And we don't want to go breaking any laws at this stage in the proceedings, do we?" She gave him a little wave of the hand and went quickly out of the room and closed the door. Okay, so that's the top of page 28. That's all I'm going to read today. So you can go to your assignment, and there is a document for you to answer questions, and don't forget to submit it when you're done. Bye.